Hello, my friends in film fandom. It is a glorious day. Here on my birthday of all days, I get one of the best presents that a person could have gotten from the man himself, Kevin Smith. Here to break down real quick this trailer for Clerks 3 is, of course, who else would I do it with but my hetero-lifemate, Jeremy. What's up with you, my brother?
What is up? Yeah, I mean, what else could you ask for? And I'm so sorry. This is just kind of a shotgun stream. We're just here. We got to talk about it. I'm sorry no one can see me on camera and how fucking huge I was just smiling because I am so excited.
You know,
So excited.
the great thing about this trailer, one of the things about sequels, especially after a director or a group of people who are involved in the movie start to become big, is that the sequels become too big. They don't fit the scope of what the original was. One of the things I liked about Clerks 2 is that at that point, Kevin Smith had become kind of a big deal as a director. He had done a bunch of things, so he had become a name. But Clerks 2 fit with Clerks 1. It wasn't too big. It was different, but it wasn't too big. This trailer, one of the things that stands out to me is this fits in the Clerks sphere of existence in the Viewisk universe. It's not too big. Yeah, you see a couple of cameos from a couple of big names. You guys can watch the trailer and figure it all out. But it all fits in with this world that he's built around these characters at the Quick Stop, around Dante and Randall. I mean, did you get the same impression from that?
Yeah, it's like it didn't feel like you said, like it wasn't too overblown. It still felt like this is a nice culmination of everything that's been put into this universe. Clerks being kind of the central storyline. Essentially, it's kind of like the OG trilogy of Star Wars. Like, yeah, we got all these other shows, all these little things that's all connected together, and these like things like Mallrats, things like Dogma, Chasing Amy. But this still felt like this, this would be a nice, I guess, as Randall or Dante even said, yeah, the third act. Like it feels like it fits right in.
Yeah, and Kevin Smith has even talked about this. He's like, if I ever wanted to go back and talk about life in my 40s, 50s, whatever, Dante and Randall would be kind of the vessel that I used to go and give that. Also, one of the things that I really liked about this is, it's like we were talking earlier about how, I don't know if we were talking about the last time we were on stream together or not, or just whatever, but about how meta the idea was of Kevin Smith making a movie about himself having a heart attack through Randall. And I thought that it was a great piece of dialogue in the trailer. He even mentions how meta it is. It's like Kevin Smith is just embracing how off the wall and insane all this is, and that he's telling us we're going to have just fun with it. I think that's one of the things that makes me really excited about this movie is, like I said, it's going to fit right into this cozy little section of New Jersey in this quick stop store that we've all become, that millions of us have become so comfortable with. I mean, what do you think of the general plot? I mean, of Randall having a heart attack and deciding to make a movie about his life.
I mean, like the two customers said, "Huh, meta."
Yeah,
it's kind of. I mean, because we all. I mean, follow Kevin Smith as closely as at least the two of us do. Probably wipe the brown off our nose how close up his ass we are, without quite literally being there. It's like we kind of know the story of like what happened to Kevin Smith himself, but it's interesting to see how it's going to play into this, because obviously you're not going to give too much away. It's kind of the same story, but it is funny that it's like you said, this is his outlet and his vessel for kind of like mirroring his own life. And I do, and even the funny jokes of like, and he's like, what, a sequel? What am I, a fucking cop out? And you just see like he's over there, Silent Bob, he points at him like, hey.
Self-deprecation can be really, really good in the hands of a person with the right sense of humor, and I think Kevin Smith is that guy. Look,
like he gets it.
Yeah, I kind of, Kevin Smith had said in some interviews leading up to this that Randall was going to be more the center of attention in this movie than Dante was. I kind of disagree with that. I think that Randall and Dante have always been kind of equal parts of the Clerks part of the Viewisk universe. So
I really couldn't tell you. I couldn't really tell you which one was really the main character, but I'm like, I don't think one kind of oversteps the other at all. I think it's interesting putting it from his point of view more so, and it doesn't feel like it takes away from Dante. So
they've always complemented each other very well. Because it's one of those
Yeah.
things, like, if one of those characters didn't exist, you don't think it would have worked without them. Like, it would have been funny to see Dante living his life in the quick stop, but it's not this. But Randall's the one that gives it that extra dimension that it needs to be
Hmm.
what the greatness that it really is. But I mean, from the trailer, it looks to me like it's still going to be a lot of the same. It's going to be this. It's going to be about the weird thing about Clerks, about Dante and Randall to me has always been is they're in a relationship. It's almost like a relationship between a man and a woman, only it's just two guys and they're just best friends having fun, going through life. And that's been a fun relationship to watch grow into this thing over Clerks 1, Clerks 2, a couple of appearances and other stuff, sure. But it's been fun to watch that relationship grow like we would watch like a love affair grow. I feel like
Hmm.
really attached to these characters now because I have friends. You and me have this kind of relationship. Aaron, all these other people
Yeah.
I've known over the course of my life, we have relationships just like Dante and Randall have. So it feels very,
It's
very
getting meta.
comfortable. Yeah, it feels very comfortable to see them. It almost feels like you really do relate to these characters a lot more than you relate to a lot of characters that you see in movies. But I mean,
Hmm.
I don't know what else to say. The trailer doesn't go into much. We know the basic storyline, and yeah, this isn't an MCU film. There's not a whole lot of huge plot points to spoil. So he basically could have given
Yeah.
us the entire story of the movie. We still would have been fine. We want to see how it all plays out. But I mean, yeah, I'm really really excited. A couple of cameos. Ben Affleck pops in there for a minute. He's the one guy, the comedian with the glasses. I'm drawing a blank his name.
Yeah,
Not
Fred
Aziz Ansari.
something.
Yes, yes. I want to say Aziz Ansari. But
Yeah.
also there's going to be a lot of characters from the first two Clerks movies that come in here. His wife Jennifer is
Yeah.
actually going to be back in playing her role. The girl from the one of the girlfriends in the first Clerks, I forget which one, is actually going to be in this as well. A lot of the little ancillary side characters like Snowball, I think, is going to be in there and things like that. So you're
Hmm.
going to see kind of a great. It's going to be like an all-star collection of the Clerks part of this universe get together, and we're just going to have fun and have a crazy movie.
Yeah. I was even kind of worried for like the first. I watched it right when it came out. I was at work and I could kind of hear what was going on. Work's kind of loud, so I could get the gist of it. And then when I was coming back, I was going to watch it again. Which to be fair, I think I said this. I watched it a couple more damn times just in this last half an hour. Just for my own enjoyment, it just makes me really happy. And then I was just like trying to pick everything apart, like you said. I was trying to pick out like who was who, what characters were from what. And as I was coming back from the first time watching, I was like, wait a minute, did I even see Rosario Dawson? And I realized, oh yeah, no, she like put her head down on Dante's shoulder and was like, yeah, I believe in you. I was like, oh yeah, she's back. And I don't know. We saw a movie. At least we saw other employees that we assume are from movies. So I'm wondering if this is gonna be one big. Again, it is this universe. So, and I was wondering, does she still work at the restaurant? And like they went back to the quick stop, or like what happened? What happened there? Is they're all still together, which is
Well,
nice.
she's obviously still part of it, which is fine by me. Rosario Dawson, she's beautiful, she's talented.
Yes.
I cannot
Oh
not
yeah.
like her in anything. Even if the movie's bad, she's usually really good in it. So, but
Even if we're talking about going ass to mouth.
yeah, even if we're talking about ass to mouth, but hopefully there's at least one reference to ass to mouth in this movie. But
Oh, there's gotta be.
yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, other than the fact that this trailer was everything I wanted it to be. I mean, I was actually, I don't know
Yeah.
if you had caught it last night or not. I meant to text you to see if you had caught it. Kevin Smith did one of those live chats on Twitter last night.
I saw that and I didn't get a chance to because I was streaming. I was really upset. I was like, it was like an hour after it happened. I was like, ah, damn, I
Yeah,
didn't get a chance to
I
see
didn't
it.
catch it live. I caught it really soon after it happened. I listened to it. It was only about 25, 30 minutes long. But he was talking about how he was kind of scared, on the eve of releasing the trailer, how he didn't know if
Oh
people were going
no.
to like it. And I was just like, dude, anybody who's stuck with
Oh
me for this
dude.
long is going to love this movie one way or the other. Is it going to be the best
You're
movie ever
right.
made? Who the hell knows? But who the hell cares? We just want to
Who
go
cares,
back to
man?
we just want to go back to the quick stop and have some fun. And he had
We're
mentioned on
we're
there
here for
like,
this.
yeah, he had mentioned on there like feeling like like watching the trailer over and over and over again and thinking that like he wants it to feel like we're like 20 something years old again watching Clerks, and
Yeah.
that's kind of what I get. I don't know if you caught, there are certain scenes in the trailer that are actually in black and white, which I think is a really cool
Yeah.
difference to the fact that he shot the original in black and white.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like that's what it kind of comes back full circle. It's a roundabout way of he's like, what are you gonna do? He's like, we're gonna make a movie about working here. I'm like, that's kind of what the whole point was. And then what's in black and white, I'm like, I'm assuming that's what it was calling back to.
Something else I also noticed in the trailer real quick, I'm gonna start to wrap this up, is that it seemed like at a couple of points in the trailer that Randall was getting a bit loose with the facts because it's like that one scene towards the end of the trailer where he's filming the scene where Dante gets shot. He's like, wait a minute, why is this in the movie? This isn't part of our life.
Right.
So
You
I'm wondering
can't
if
kill
that
me in
would,
a third act.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that isn't like part of the if that isn't part of the story of this particular film, is that Randall starts to go a little off the deep end making the movie, and he starts to make the movie about what it's not rather than just about his life. So I'm thinking that might be the one of the plot points about that happens to them over the course of the film that works itself out from the beginning of the film to the end.
Like
But I mean,
it did seem like it did seem like it was going to get kind of deep because he like when he's in the hospital, he even has like that moment where he's talking to Dante, and I don't know if it's just shot that way or maybe like it had just happened. But it seemed like no one else was in the room besides Dante. He was right beside him. And he's like, dude, you saved my life. And it's like, I don't even have a life worth saving. And he's like, what are you talking about, man? Yeah. I was like, damn, that hurts.
yeah,
And that's how he felt. That's how he felt. And then it makes you kind of wonder, I'm like, how did Kevin Smith feel like after he had his heart attack? Like, I don't know if it was that, that deep or, I mean, I know he had a big it was a big awakening for him. Like, holy crap, man. Randall even said, I'm on borrowed time, man. I can't just be, I can't watching the same movies over and over, smoking weed and working in the store,
yeah. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about the trailer. It is just a trailer after all. That doesn't give us everything. But it was a whole lot of fun, and I am really looking forward to this. It does come out. It said September 15th, I believe.
Oh, it just said fall. I don't know if there was an actual date or not.
Actually, also one of the things that got released with this, and Jeremy, you and I were talking about this the other day, was they actually did release some of the dates. He is actually going to go on tour with this film, just like he did with Jay and Silent Bob the reboot. Unfortunately, there is no date and location that is very near us right now. But he did say he's going to be releasing more dates as we get closer and closer. He's actually going to start the tour just a few days before this drops. So it's either September 13th or September 15th. I want to say maybe it was the 13th. Now that I think about it, but one way or another, we're getting in the middle of September, and I'm happy as hell that we're going to be getting in the middle of September. The trailer was everything I wanted it to be. I am not disappointed at all. It's going to be exactly the kind of Clerks film that I've been wanting for. I mean, has it been almost a decade now that there's been these whispers of Clerks 3? I mean, I know that around the time that Tusk came out, that he was filming Tusk, he had a script for a third one, and all those plans changed after his heart attack and whatnot. So maybe it's divine intervention. Maybe it's just destiny putting you where you need to be at the right time, and we're getting a much better story than what he had planned out before he had his heart attack. So. Yeah, I myself am very, very happy with the trailer. I think Kevin Smith should be very proud of what he's done with this whole franchise. The whole View Askew universe has just been fun to watch. I mean, I know it may not be your thing, but it's a great escapist film. You know what I mean?
Oh no, it's definitely it's a fun little thing of mine. Like I said, it's I guess it's nice that it's here because, like I said, that was kind of the basis of how you and I even became friends, started talking and shit, was because of these movies. So. Yeah. The last thing I'm really that was on my mind about this was I'm like, I don't know, like, is this it? Is this going to be the big hurrah, the big third act, like he said? And how is it all going to culminate together? And then I was like, of course, I have to know what's going to be Silent Bob's line with that in mind. Like, what's he going to say?
One of the things that Kevin Smith always does in these wacky View Askew universe movies that are just wall-to-wall comedy and goofiness and crazy bullshit is he does manage to play usually this one really emotional scene in there that kind of puts the whole movie in perspective. Like in Chasing Amy, it was the scene in the diner where he's telling the Amy story. In Clerks 2, it was the scene where they were in jail. I mean, he always manages to work in that one scene that kind of makes you stop laughing for a minute. And you're like, holy shit, now this whole movie hits me different. And
he knows how to write, man.
That's the one scene that is going to make this movie, and I can't wait to get to the point in the movie where that happens. And I'm like, okay, now all this isn't just funny and awesome and great, but it hits me in a certain spot. Especially now that I turned 46 years old today, so it's like now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, Jesus Christ, what a vitamin in my life. So yeah, I mean, it
you want to make a movie?
It hits, yeah, I might. It hits me a certain way. So
I'll be in it. Shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited to see this movie. I think it's going to be great fun. I think it's going to fit perfectly into the Clerks part of the View Askew universe and the View Askew universe as a whole, which I think has just been, all kinds of great movies. A couple that haven't been as good as others, but God, the good ones have been so good, and even the average ones have been fantastic. But anyway, that's our quick thoughts on the trailer for Clerks 3. Again, thank you, Kevin Smith, for the best birthday present I've gotten since I was 15.
Thank you. Period.
Yeah, just thank you. Period. This is the trailer we've been waiting on for a long, long time. Jeremy, it's finally here. It's tangible now.
Yes.
We're getting in September. Guarantee that me and you are probably just going to do a whole separate stream where we just gush on this movie for like 2 hours. So,
Hell yeah.
So thank you to Jeremy for popping on with me real quick. You guys can find him and all the links down below. Thank you guys for popping on for the short stream. Frederica was the one that was in the chat. Rachel in the chat. To all of you guys who watched and popped in for the short one. Thank you very much. We will see you guys later. Adios.